It's so lovely to have you over my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.
If you would like to see how I created this look, please keep watching. Let's go! I'm starting with a primer by L'Oreal, the Base Magique Transforming Smoothing Primer. This fills in my pores and creates a lovely smooth texture. Next, I am spot concealing with the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC20. By adding a little tiny bit of green pigment from my Flash Color case, I can add this to the concealer and go over any redness and knock that out. To camouflage any purple under my eye, I'm using the same concealer, mixing it with a tiny little bit of pigment of yellow and adding the light base primer.
Now I'm just going to blend out the concealer just a little bit with my Beauty Blender. Very lightly.
It's now time to add my foundation. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match in shade Vanilla Rose. Patting this on one half of my face to show you what it looks like. I'm then going to blend it out with my damp Beauty Blender. And that's what it looks like with and without makeup. I'm now brushing my eyebrows into place with this little comb and filling them in. I like to use a combination of products, but use what suits you. I personally like to darken the outer part of my eyebrow with a kohl pencil, just gives it a little bit more sharpness, and then I go cleaning around the bottom and the top with a concealer.
I'm now going to contour, and I'm going to use the Temp 2 in shade 10 and mix it with the L'Oreal True Match foundation that I'm wearing. So my contour colour is this one here.
Contouring is essentially used to give dimension to the face. As you can see, I'm picking selective points, and the idea is to create shadow. I'm receding the areas where I'm placing the contour, and this gives an illusion that yes, my forehead does look shorter, my nose looks slender, my lips look fuller, my cheekbones look more defined. It's just an illusion, and it's just such a fun thing to play with. For this tutorial, I have used cream products to contour, but you can also use powders. I'm then blending it all out with an angled fluffy brush, making sure that I don't have any harsh lines.
Next, I'm going to be highlighting, and I'm going to be using my concealers, which I'm going to be blending the Maybelline Fit Me in shade 10 Light, Leisure, and the shade Ivory from the Maybelline Dream Lumi, and I'm going to mix it with this Lumi Magique Base Light Primer. And I mix them together. When you're highlighting and concealing under the eye, you want to make sure you have your powder on standby, because you want to powder that straight away so you can avoid any creasing. So have your fluffy brush and the powder you're going to be using on standby. In the actual mixture that I've made, which is here, I've added all 3 products, but when I'm going to be applying this under the eye, I've added a tiny little bit of the yellow pigment just for the under eye area.
As you can see, it creates a brightening effect under the eye.
And now I'm going to highlight the rest of my face.
I am so in love with highlighting my face with the combination of the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 1, mixing it with a L'Oreal Lumi Magique Base Pure Light Primer. The effect is amazing. It does really well to hide pores, and you get a beautiful glow.
So this is my face completely contoured and highlighted. I'm going to give my skin a natural glow by applying a blush. I'm going to be mixing this coral shade from my Makeup Forever Flash Color case, blending it with a little bit of my light reflecting primer.
This is the shade here, and I just tap it on. The reason why I add the primer is because it has the light reflecting particles in it, and it helps settle the pigment down. And then just blend it with the Beauty Blender. Next, I'm taking the white and the coral shade, mixing it with the same Dream Lumi primer, and adding this onto my eyelid and just spreading it over and then blending it out.
The pigment from the flash colour case needs to be set, otherwise it will move and crease. Next I'm taking this palette, I don't know the name, and it's like a maroony shade. With my fluffy brush I'm going to add this to the crease.
I actually picked up this palette from iMats in Sydney, and it's called WA8, and you can easily find it on the internet, just type it in.
Next I'm taking this purpley shade, maroon purpley shade, just here, whoop, there. And I'm going to place this on the outer corner.
I'm applying this warm purple shade on the outer corner of my eye with a bullet brush, and then I'm sweeping that product over towards the inner part of my eyelid and blending it into the crease with a fluffy brush from MAC.
Next I'm taking this coloured brown.
I'm applying the brown with a little flat paddle brush into the outer crease and using a tissue to kind of guide where I'd like it to end. The brush I'm using to blend is the MAC 217.
Next I'm taking a grey shade, this one and this one, on an angled brush.
My intention here is to create a nice winged liner with the grey and then draw it back in to create a nice sharp cut crease.
Next I'm going to be blending out all that grey shade with a fluffy brush from Models Prefer. I'm going to take that grey black shade again and I'm going to go and intensify the outer crease a little bit more. Next I'm going to be taking a warm brown shade with a flat brush.
So I'm just placing it on the outer parts of my eye. As you can see, it just creates a whole lot more dimension.
Now I want to put a little bit of sparkle on. I'm taking the silver, mixing it with the coral, and I'm going to mix the primer in and put it on my inner corner. So I've got the product mixed here and I'm going in the inner corner. And then I'm going to pat blend it. What I am going to do is I'm going to use that for a highlighter. Next I'm going to be curling my lashes and put my mascara on. For my lips I'm outlining them with the Rimmel long lasting finish 1000 Kisses Stay On Contouring Lip Pencil in the shade 49, which is natural. Next I will be going to apply a lipstick by Benefit called Pillow Talk. Next I'm taking my Napoleon blush and I'm picking this lighter shade here, the bottom. And I want it on the outer part of my cheekbone because all the attention's drawn here. I want to let it have a subtle pinkness on the outer parts. I want this to blend in with my contour. Now for bronzer. I'm taking the Il Makiage Transparent Face Shimmers in the shade, I'm not sure what it says, but it says PLE at the end, so the rest of the information is kind of coming off. I'm going to dip my fluffy brush into that, tapping excess off and going on the high points of my face. Now I'm going to blend everything with my Savvy Mineral Loose Powder which is a finishing veil. This will help to blend out the brush, blend out the contour, and blend out the bronzer. So this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun creating this. Please leave your comments down below. Let's stay in touch, let's keep in contact. And for all of you who are on YouTube with your own channels, please say hi. I'd love to go check out your channel. And yeah, I look forward to creating another video for you. See you soon. Thanks for watching.